All right, folks, we are here to talk about ConNooga 2026.
Hey, do you like conventions? Of course you do. And I'm about to talk about a great convention called ConNooga, so pay attention.
2 weeks ago, was it? Toward the end of February, we stayed 2 days. It's a convention that we have been going to. Did you go with me the first year to Chattacon?
I don't remember.
I don't think you did.
Sure.
So I went with Bruce and Adam and Steven maybe to Chattacon uh, in 2009. I think in 2010 you showed up
Hmm.
and we went there. We went to Chattacon for maybe one more year, and then we switched over to ConNooga, which is like a mini Dragon Con. And that was when it was back at the Choo Choo. Pretty much went every single year until 2019 or 2018. Then we took a few years off, and we went back this year. And this year it was totally at the convention center, the whole event. Uh, And what we'll talk about in this video, which is going to be a pretty short video because it's pretty late. What we're going to talk about in this video is how we let's talk about what we thought about this year first, and then uh, how it differed from other years. Dragon Con is our big convention every year, and it's got hundreds of guests. ConNooga really it's not we don't go there for the guest.
No.
Every now and then we'll run into them.
Yes.
We randomly ran into Nicholas Brendan one year, the guy who played Xander on Buffy, and I mean he was like just walking down the hall. Uh, one year sitting in the floor, and whenever it was over at the Choo Choo, Frankie pointed in the corner and said, "Hey, that guy was in what was that movie?"
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, he was one of the little people, I think, in Pirates of the Caribbean.
We
And
saw
this
him at the
year,
Centennial Building.
yeah, this year we showed up to a track on, and it was the mother, that woman that played the mother in the new Superman. So it just
Played Martha Stewart. Martha
Martha,
Kent.
she played Martha Stewart.
Martha Kent.
So basically, I guess we use ConNooga to whet our appetite because you go there and it's like there's just all kinds of tracks on movies and anime and things of that nature. It's got a lot of tracks. They upload their information to an app called Event Any or something like that, and it lists their schedule out.
If I wish I had kept my printed schedule, that was so cool.
Do you remember any specific panels you went to?
We went to we did the independent movie a few times. That was
Yeah,
neat.
yeah. Crazy enough, ConNooga had an independent films festival, and Dragon Con, which is probably 20 times bigger than ConNooga, got rid of theirs. That's just stupid, but that's an aside point.
We went to the Superman panel.
We went to a panel. It was like that was a comic book panel. That was a comic book track.
Okay.
Uh, Dragon Con does one thing about ConNooga.
We went
They
to the
don't.
Sinners track,
They
whatever
went
that
to a
was.
Sinners track. That was a movie panel. One thing about ConNooga that they don't do that I wish they would do a better job. Like Dragon Con, they make a big deal in the schedule of okay, this is the track and this is the programming. In ConNooga, you look at the app and it just kind of shows you the title and it doesn't really say, well, this follows this track, this follows that. It would be nice for us to be able to talk. That would be a nice thing for them to do. They had nighttime entertainment of sorts. They had two burlesque shows. I could have done with just one burlesque show. What about you?
One burlesque show and one concert.
Yeah, in previous years, they've had a burlesque show one night and a concert on the other night.
Then they've
Uh,
had this like Broadville show where the people would like do the twirling with the batons with
oh
fire.
man, yeah, I remember that. That was a few years ago. Ever since it's been at the convention center, uh, even though the attendances went up, the event seems smaller. It really does. Because I hate to complain about there being too many offerings, but there's too many tracks.
Too many
And
tracks, and you'd walk in and you see like two people in each room. Yeah, like you said, the two spread out. They have too many things running.
I really, I really have never liked the convention center setting. I always appreciated it better at the Choo Choo, and I'll tell you why. It's like it's the Frankie. I mean, we attend enough to conventions to know the difference between a convention center convention like ConNooga is now, or it was this year, and Fanboy Expo is. There's just really no nightlife. It's just like after people leave the convention, they just go back to their room and hang out with their buddies. And when it used to be at the Choo Choo, uh, after the convention was over, they would have, or was settling down, they would have, remember the room parties?
Yes, they had the building three, which had the outdoor pool, and they would have room parties, and people would mingle around the outdoor pool. Even if it was cold, you got to meet people. You got to talk to adults. You got to talk to just everyone that went to the
Yeah.
room parties.
It
The
it was more of a
social events.
24/7 event.
Yeah.
Like you felt like you didn't leave. And that is exactly the atmosphere of Dragon Con. They captured that until the Choo Choo shut down or whatever the hell happened to it. They had captured in a smaller setting the atmosphere of Dragon Con. Emailed the people that do Conooga. They emailed me back and they said that for a variety of reasons, it looks like next year they're going to be at the Chattanooga and the Marriott, which those are nice hotels. I mean, they're not they're maybe a little bit snooty for this event. At least we're getting back to a hotel centered convention, which is what you and I like, and
Yes.
honestly, which I think most people have a better experience
Talk
of.
about the security measures this year. That was horrible.
What Frankie's talking about. A few days before the convention, I saw a news article about how they were having trouble with the convention center fussing about weapons. And and to be honest, when I saw that article, I didn't think that me or you would see any difference, but we did. I mean, that wasn't the only thing they were checking for. They had tell them about your experience.
Um, well, I have this little black water bottle at these two tables, and the person that's the security guard that's overlooking is searching me. He tells me that they're really not allowing water bottles because they have vendors. And I'm watching my friend James Calloway just go right through no issues. And then this gentleman opens my water bottle and smells it to make sure I don't have alcohol.
Yeah, they were also fussing about food and drink.
Yeah,
And
and
that
I told
sucks.
him that was I said it's sugar free or it's Powerade Zero because I'm diabetic.
I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, that right there sucks to life. I mean, can you imagine Dragon Con without alcohol?
And then they were asking me if my bottle was a knife. The guy thought it was a knife.
Uh,
I got harassed by taking pictures too. Someone said I
yeah,
was
I'm sick
taking
of that.
pictures.
If you go to these damn conventions, this is going to be to you guys who go to these conventions and who dress up and then get mad at people taking your pictures without asking you. Piss off. That's ridiculous. You're in public, you're dressed up like Green Lantern or Kool-Aid Man or whatever. People are going to take your picture. Get over it. It's like every time I walk, Dragon Con is a much bigger event. And every time I walk into the hotels there, they check my badge and that's about it. They don't sit there and go through my it's ridiculous.
Could you
I
imagine stopping everyone that's got a backpack or a bag,
Well, that's the
searching
thing.
it?
It was inconsistent. They weren't doing that to everybody. They
Yes,
did
ma'am.
that to you like twice and did that to me. Well, I didn't really get them to do that to me at all, but I did go to one panel and apparently the people had like a tea time or something as part of their track and
Oh,
they'd
it
been
was the no, it was the it
tarot
was
reading.
tarot reading and palm
Yeah, they
reading.
were told they couldn't offer tea. I mean, I don't care if you just get out of the convention center. And you know what? If it's more expensive, I think you guys can get away with raising your badge price because I looked in my email for like a ticket I bought like in 2017 and it was $5 cheaper than the one I bought this year. You can raise the admission price, just find a different place. The added security also may be a result of breaking down uh how they get along with the convention. But anyway, I mean, we had fun. both of us had fun, but uh, I don't know if I went to this convention and it was my first time seeing it like this. I don't know that I would really care about going back.
Yeah, I agree with you because the some of the people that attend those at the convention center and attend those at like a convention hotel, they are a little different clientele, as you would say.
If they weren't moving the convention to a hotel themed event, I probably wouldn't care as much about going back because it's not an event. I mean, historically, I mean, there's a bond between us and ConNooga, that goes back years and years, and
Yes.
that is really the only reason we went back this year because we had been in a few and we wanted to see it. All right. If this had been my first year and I had known that next year they were going to be at the convention center and it was going to be the same type of event, I wouldn't be as interested in going. Back in the day at ConNooga, back in the day whenever it was at the Choo Choo, you remember how at night, uh, like one night they had the room parties and everybody filtered into them, and then another night they had the concert, and then another night they had the burlesque or something like that. And so, it, even though the numbers were less, I think they had less people going back then. There was more population density. You felt
They had,
like,
they had that building, the Centennial Building, which had that huge two big convention halls. And then it had that little auditorium, music, and you could just float in and out, dance a little
yeah.
while, mingle.
But everybody, what I'm saying is everybody that was up at that time floated over. The
Yes.
hotel room was like right down 10 feet away, and
Yeah.
there were just more people out at night. When we were out at ConNooga on both nights we were there, after about 1 o'clock, 12:30, it was like, where was everybody? I mean, it just kind of shut down. It didn't used to do that. It
Oh
did
yeah,
not
you're right. They would just disperse from the convention center.
here at ConNooga. They had the same programming after hours, both nights. And
The same. They also had the same entertainers.
yeah, it was just, I mean, a burlesque show is great at these things and has its place, but they should really try to, they really should have, I don't know, maybe invited Radio Cult back or something. I mean, they could have had something else going on the other night.
I
And
love Radio Cult. I try to keep up with their new stuff.
if that was the only room that had the gaming was way down from what it's been in the past.
Yes.
Um, and I don't know why this is, but ConNooga really needs to get somebody to handle werewolf and hang at it and build it up because that's a very popular thing at Dragon Con. They have their own convention in Atlanta, Decepticon. Frankie and I've been to it, and the werewolf game at ConNooga has always been horrible.
Well, no,
Uh,
this time it was better. Instead of just one giant game, we had someone who relatively knew what she was doing. She did
Yeah, this
well.
this time it was better. That
Yeah.
girl knew what she was doing for the most part. I think I, and I don't mean to make this a werewolf thing, but I noticed that people that don't play werewolf with the Atlanta crew don't seem to use Tribunal. I need to ask one of them sometime if, I mean, Son or somebody, if we see him at Dragon Con, if they made up Tribunal for their, and I like Tribunal, but it's popular. We used to get killed at it all the time, but that's not the case anymore. But my point is that girl, the one that was at Con, I'm slamming the girl. She did a great job, but um, uh, I asked her what Tribunal was, and she just looked at me like, "What are you talking about?" She had no idea. So I wonder if the Decepticon people just made it up years ago for their play. Now it works well, but it's just the whole point of this is ConNooga really could do better on this. They could get they could get 200 people playing Werewolf, but you can't do it by just offering it, putting it in the schedule from 7 to 11 and having one person stay around for an hour and a half.
Used to milling around and then coming back for another game.
That was an improvement. The last time we were at ConNooga in 2017, they just had one werewolf game and it had like 80 people in it. Well, that's not that it was horrible. And I don't think they, I mean, you're talking about a game that needs to have 15, 16 people. And ConNooga, you got to get better at this. That's a popular enough game. Social deception games are popular enough. They attract enough people. You got to get better at this.
And
You're an hour away from
there's more
Atlanta.
of them. Yeah, there's more than just werewolf too. So they need to incorporate a few more of those
Yeah.
deception games.
There's two rooms and a boom.
Clock Tower.
Yeah, I don't like blood on, but it doesn't matter what I like. I mean, there's blood on the clock tower. It's got a lot of fans. There's
One Day Werewolf. It's really fun and it's quick.
as much of a draw as those things are at Dragon Con and other conventions. Origins, they have a big group of people that play that. Now, that's in the one in Ohio. They have a big group of people that play that at night. I just don't understand why
It's so big at
ConNooga.
Dragon Con that there's a group that doesn't play with the Dragon Con group. That's the official group. That's
That's
but
true. Dragon Con has multiple groups all over the place. Dragon Con has the entire two floors of the Westin devoted to it, to werewolf. So ConNooga, you could do better than one 15-person circle for an hour. Thing that I needed to touch on that we didn't address was there is there's a decent amount of cosplay at ConNooga.
so
Uh,
much cosplay more than I thought there would be.
there was more cosplay, I thought.
Yeah, they were, and I'm glad people decided to do that.
At in the convention center, you just kind of walked that one hallway up and down the convention center, and then that was it. I
Yeah.
mean, I was in my Kool-Aid Man outfit.
One thing I miss about the choo choo with costumes, they had that huge courtyard where people could go and they'd have like little mini photo shoots there.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
I remember photo shoots.
they didn't really have any of that at Con. Well, I mean,
They didn't have the
it's a
space for it.
convention center. I mean, they didn't have any. They didn't have interesting places.
What read me about the convention center is that they should have had a entrance on each end of that hallway. Table set up, or you went in. They had this huge rotunda, and they could have set up a table, and they could have had you check out on each
Yeah,
end.
you're right. I don't know the
Because our
length.
hotel was across the street, so we had to walk 2 blocks to
That
get in.
hotel, the thing is that convention center is about two, maybe 3 blocks long, and it is just one long hallway. The Knoxville Convention Center has 3 floors, I think. I mean, but this thing in Chattanooga is just like one long hallway. I don't know who thought that would be a good idea, but it's just one long hallway that it's like the
And our hotel was across the street from the door.
from the end, you couldn't get into one end.
No,
And
so we had to
our
walk.
hotel was like right across the street from the door you couldn't get in.
Yeah, but we could get out of it. They could have easily had a security door sitting there, a security table, so you could enter on both ends.
That's another thing. I mean, all that gender neutral bathroom crap. I mean, come on. Stop doing that. Nobody likes it. It's stupid. I mean, I guess it's beneficial if you're a lady and the line at the ladies is oppressively long. But in that case, I'm like, ladies, solve your own problem. Be quicker, be more efficient. I don't know what to tell you, but stay out of our bathrooms and we'll stay out of yours. Close this out. And I think both of us liked ConNooga, but we're glad it's leaving the convention center.
Yes.
Right now, I'm highly enthused for 2027. I think it's going to be a return to what we really liked about the convention all those many years ago when we started going.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Those hearts. Why were you doing that?
This is
You want to
Junker's
try to
Review signing off.
like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.
Bye.